So as I said, the variable cost, the total variable cost changes, but the variable cost per unit does not change. So I use the students as an example that if a school is charging, let's say 30 cedis per each student, the cost per each student is 30 cedis, which is fixed. But the total variable cost will be changing because when an additional student comes to add up, the total variable cost will increase. It's like no, let me not use economics. So as we can see here, at activity level of 250, total variable cost is 7,500, but still the variable cost per unit is still same. So do we get it? It's simple, right? And is there anyone here who doesn't get this point? Because if you don't get this, it will confuse you or please, is here okay? Yes, sir.
Yes.
So the fixed cost also has like a relevant rate, as I said. So the total fixed cost remains constant, but this is for only a relevant with a particular period of time. So if let's say you want to produce more, you need more warehouse. Yeah, okay, so I'm coming. I will use the students as an example. And then I will also use another. So but the fixed cost per unit changes in the sense that, let's say you are renting alone and the rent per month is this 1,000 cedis, right? Since it's only you, you'll be paying 1,000 cedis. But if, maybe a friend says that, I want to stay with you so that we pay the rent together. You see that the rent is still 1,000 cedis. But now you guys will be sharing the rent. So the cost per unit, and I say the cost at which each student, one of you will be like, how will I even put this? By then, I hear it will change. It will change, meaning that let's say mobile change 500. If another person super said, no, I want to also join that, it will also change from that. So this explains that the total fixed cost in general remains constant irrespective of the activity level, but the cost per unit, as in the fixed cost per unit, changes. So do we get it? And moreover, as I said, using the student for example, and I said the fixed cost changes in a relevant way, in the sense that if let's say the class you have can contain, let's say 50 students, and now you have like 80 students or 100 students, meaning that you have to add an additional class, go and rent an additional class or build an additional class. So it will make the fixed cost increase. Do you get it? All right. So for semi-variable cost, we can see for here that both the total cost and then the cost per unit changes when activity level also changes. So we can see that, right? We can see that both the activity level changes and then all of them changes. This one will change, this one will change, and then this one too will also change. Please, I hope my voice is no more dancing per logo. So let me move on to the next slide. So here is the main reason why we are here, the cost estimation. So cost is estimated based on historical past data, meaning that transaction that has already happened, or non-historical data. Like let's say it can be like, let's say just looking at how this activity is like, how it goes, and then you use it to estimate cost. So estimation method using historical method. using historical data. With this method, cost estimation is based on historical data. Here, the relationship between cost and activity level as observed in the past is studied and segregated into variable and fixed cost. So they use some stuff like things that has already happened to estimate cost. So they have 4 types of using historical cost, historical data to estimate cost. And these are the account classification method, high-low method, visual fit method, and then least square method. But what I know that is like the general one that they normally use is this one, the high and low method. So that's normal. That's what I'm going to talk about today. The rest there, if you can read on it, but they are all not. They are this is also a formula work, and it's formula. The me I can't explain some formulas. I just chew them. Sometimes I need that minister to say or be way. You know, me come who you know minister no my kind formula. And sometimes I'm person me read formula. It will be too hot. Let me try formula and so. You know. We pick in a trend.
Hey, baby, baby, no.
A pick in a trend. So we can your man to no boom. I won't say okay. I didn't know okay formula and so. So based on the high and low method. Okay, so let me quickly read over this one. Today I want us to use only a chakra 1 hour, so that every day give it to me because 9 to 10 is normal. Okay, so account classification method. It is also called account analysis. This involves a careful examination of the organization's ledger. So the high and low method. So the high and low method, this requires that the cost involved be observed at both the high and low levels of activity within the relevant range. The high and low levels are chosen from available data sets. The difference in cost observed at the 2 extremes is divided by the change in activity in order to determine that. So what they will do is the highest activity level, they will take it, and then they will take the cost at that activity level. And then the lowest activity level, they will take it. Let me see the lowest. The lowest, then they will take that distance too. So as we can see here, so they will subtract the lower from the bigger. So the lower from the bigger one. Then they will get a difference of this is the difference they got here, 3,000. I will use another example. And then the cost also associated. So 700 and then 1,000. So 700 from 1,000 they also go. So once they were done, now they divide the answer they had. Then they will get the variable cost per unit. So you can see that the variable cost per unit here is also constant. It will be also constant throughout. So the variable cost per unit, as we explained here, play as we explained here, remain constant throughout. So this one will also remain constant. This is the variable cost that we just put down for. So that will remain constant throughout. So going forward, we can also see that we also know that, so going forward, we also know that total cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost, right? And then fixed cost will remain constant. So if you want to get total cost, it will be equal to the fixed cost plus the variable cost per unit. So, because we are looking for the variable cost here is the total variable cost. So if you want to get total variable cost per unit times variable box, then times activity level. Activity level or volume or survey bisa ni nyinaa bi. So right now, let's say you are giving an activity level of, let's say 3,000, right? And then you are given a fixed cost of let's say 200, no, 500 fixed cost, right? And then you are giving a high and low. Let's say this is fixed one, and then finding this activity level. So let's say we are giving a high and low method of, let's say, the activity level. I want to construct some testing. Wable. And then the variable cost per unit. Let's say we have 4. So now we know that if we want to get total cost, it will be equal 500, which is the fixed cost, plus the variable cost of 4, plus the variable cost of, so plus into bracket 4 times 4 times the activity level of, let's say 3,000, sorry. So we go on to 5 plus 4, 3, 12,000. 12,000 going to be equal to 12,500. So this is how you simply do it. As in when you are given the activity level and the fixed cost and then the variable cost per unit. But when you are solving, this is this is like the normal one, like how most often the question will be constructed so simply. But I normal person when it's simple, so they will tell us say high and low method. So that's when you use your high and they will give an activity, they will give activity levels. Let me say activity level. On the type is typing them fine. I saw or reply to can I come over? Or reply to can I come over? So like 300. 20, 500, 700, 70. So using the high and low method, we have to first divide the variable cost per unit. So if we want to divide the variable cost per unit, we will choose the bigger one and then the small, the big activity level and the small activity. The big activity level here is 900. Then the small one is 300. So simply it will be like this: 900 minus 1. So simply, sorry, let me do it this way. So 70 minus 20 all over 900 minus 300. So 50 all over 600. You funny one. So let me punch it on the calculator. Let's see. Or if someone has punched it 50 divided by 600 million. 600.
0.08333. So 0.083.
0.083. The inference is 0.08. So this will be the variable cost per unit. This is going to be the variable cost per unit. So you see that this variable cost per unit will remain constant throughout the whole equation. So if you want to know the fixed cost in it, so it's going to be like this. If you want to, okay, thank you. So if you want to know the fixed cost in this, so we know that total cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost, right? And then we so technically, now we've seen variable cost per unit. What we are coming to look for is fixed cost. So we will know that fixed cost is equal to variable cost total cost minus variable cost, right? And then we don't know fixed cost, but we know total cost, and we know variable cost. We will know variable cost here. So we don't know fixed cost. So fixed cost will be equal to total cost in this. Let's choose one of the activity. Let's say activity. Let's say 500. So I'm choosing activity 500. So the total cost there was 30 minus the variable cost. Variable cost here is a total variable cost. So we also looked out for the variable cost per unit. So that variable cost per unit will multiply the activity, as stated here, that the variable cost is the variable cost per unit times the activity. So it will be the same here. So 0.08 times the activity level at 30, at 30, this thing was 500. So please, can somebody punch it in? FC is equal to 30
It's 40.
minus
30 minus 40.
Wow. 30 minus 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
even negativeness. So let's say fixed cost is equal to negative 10. This is because fixed cost is never negative. This is because me forge a question B. I'm just forging some questions so that we just understand how the thing is derived. That's why the fixed costs are negative 10. So now we will know that total is equal to negative 10 plus 0 And first, let's represent the variable cost. No. Let's see. So I'm trying to see the x will be the activity level. Let me. To be easy. So when we input this in all the distance, let's solve for activity level 700. Let's see. So
It says 700.
Let's solve for 700 and let's see. So -10 plus 0.08, and then the activity level is 700.
It's 46. So.
Let me ensure so unless I use the 8th theory. Let me use the 8th theory and then see. I don't know how you use it.
Yo, I think when you're turning, we instead of negative.
Me input there, like how the formulas came about. That's what I want us to understand. That's what is here. So with them, I mean, it's because of me. I'm a form the question into highest how. Let's use the question.
Sure.
This thing and then see. Let's use the question. Let's use the question. Let me explain using the question because how the formula came about and I'm breaking it down. So by this answer. So as we can see, so they took the high activity, like the highest activity level, and then its associated cost, and then the lowest activity level and its associated cost. So they subtracted the activity levels, the 8,000 from the 5,000 from the 8,000, which is here, and then the 1,000 and the 700 from the 1,000, which is here. So the difference, which is the change in the cost divided by the change in the activity level. So the change in the activity level became 3,000 and the change in cost became 300. So that's the same thing I was explaining with the board, the whiteboard. So now they came to fish out for the fixed cost. So we know that total cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. So they changed of side. They wanted to make fixed cost the subject. So they move fixed cost outside and then bring total cost in the equation. So fixed cost will be total cost minus fixed cost, variable cost, sorry. So as we can see that the variable cost, the total variable cost is equal to the variable cost per unit times the activity level. So this is what has been explained here, what I was talking about. And then they took one of the activity levels, like they took one of the activity levels because we ultimately say tried and tested and because I said no. So they took it, and then the total cost at that, let's say they took activity 8,000, sorry. The total cost at that activity is 1,000, which is here. And then the direct labor or let's say the variable cost per unit This is what is here, the 0.10. This is what is here. And then the activity level at that particular distance, 8,000. That's what is here. So they multiply the variable cost per unit by the activity level to get the total variable cost. And then they subtract the total variable cost from the total cost. So the fixed cost became 200. So that will become the cost, that will become the formula for the whole equation. So you can see that when you use this formula, for the whole equation, you'll be getting the answers. When you use this formula for the whole of this activity, you'll be getting all the same and like the answer. So this is what is contained in the high and low method. This is so far the method they normally use. So and then according to what I know, that's what at our level they say we should learn. Like that's what we should take very, very, very serious. That's what I know. So that's what I've tried and then explain. Is there any question? Who doesn't understand anything? So that I'll explain before we close the class. Then tomorrow we'll go on with the CVP. The inflation, the cost estimating with inflation, they say that our level, it is not supposed to be taught. That's what I know. I don't know if, but you can, but reading through it's not difficult. So reading through is okay. For me, I read everything, but I just pick the ones that I just like extensively read the ones that I think that are serious. So please, for the high and low method, is there any question? Class, please, the high and low method, is there any question?
Oh no.
Really? Okay. Then I'll send a question in the group. After this class, I'll send a question and then we'll try and answer on it based on the high and low method. And then tomorrow we'll like by tomorrow afternoon, then we submit it before evening. We do the CVP.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for joining. You see now they have Zoom 40 minutes and higher. So thank you very much for joining. It's 10 p.m. So please let's talk about this. When should we be doing cost and when should we be doing business finance? Like I want a suggestion. Eco group ni mo be and cash, so let's do it here. Once we be the
Yeah, costed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That business finance Thursday, Friday.
Okay. Okay. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. Please, the rest. Is it okay?
Yes. Yes. It's okay.
Oh.
The price of the current caller tune's ring is
Caller tune, so you have two. Caller tune, you have two. Caller tune, so empty and far two. Hey.
Hey, this place you have to spray here, Papa.
yeah.
So guys, thank you for tonight. I'll try and then I'll put a video in my in somewhere, then I'll send you guys the link. I have some mega. That one it takes more distance, so that one's it.
Okay.
So I'll post it there and then I'll send you guys the link to, if in case of anything, then you will watch it. Thank you very much for joining. Peace out.
Thank you too.
You're always welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Carefully.
Yeah, man.
The crash wow.
Oh, crash, wa.
Ah,
Yen settle bibi answer. Crash. If I show, you know, so yen settle bibi answer wako.
I'm not going to move back. Me more be ready.
Oh, money didn't say. Money didn't say.
You didn't you?
You Hey. Capital na small e.
Nkrumah, Anna. Ebenezer Nkrumah.
Small.
Small. Hey. Oh, bunny.
I'm also there. But I'm from Yale.
Oh, bunny din.
No.
Oh. Omu Johnny Obomu din. Oh.
Abdul Jalil.
Ah. And I Abdul Jalil na heli crash no.
Just funny Jimmy.
Ana Iwo Emil.
Hey.
He said you know
I said E.
And a very silent. Very silent.
The more the idea. It's a baby.
Okay, about Charlie. Now, I have time and soon, but time was now and discuss the reading subject. I know you're funny like crowd. Means subject I mean, we have to reading subjects.
Tally, can I come here? Hey, the audit in there.
Oh, audit talk. Me, this. The thing is, the real thing is, this semester, you know, and then I must have an master this year.
Me do I mean,
Me see you.
it was, I think, I'm saying, last week,
don't let PK deceive you. Don't let PK deceive you. As a last 3 weeks, he had gotten his slides, hard copy, and he was learning. Don't let him deceive you.
I never go speak you again.
Don't let him deceive you. That's the last 3 weeks. He had all his slides, hard copy, and he said learning has started.
You they the deceive menace.
You are the spy. You the move quietly and you can't move.
Please let's discuss this and when we go do the auditing and the taxation.
So auditing and taxation doesn't mean that let's say Saturdays and Sundays evening. Yeah, 1 hour be more.
You okay? Eben, please type.
Yeah. Please, like, will it be fine? Saturday and then Sunday, 1 hour in your menu, now.
Oh, medium cool. I don't know if others.
Now say weekdays when I'm to miss the weekend, I am to watch like a massa. Over breast and weekend and so sounds of bread.
Yeah, no.
So okay, since no one is talking there, I think say